The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Well, a pleasant good evening, good people. Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday, January 25th, 2024. Welcome to the only show about Spartan Dawgs, hosted by Spartan Dawgs. This is Sparta MSU. I am your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, the boss, Otis Wiley, and Jehuu Caulcrick. If this is your first time to the show, we absolutely want to welcome you to it. And if this is not your first time, we thank you for your loyalty and listening to us. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at This is Sparta MSU. And let us know where you're watching from. Come on, let us know. I mean, you got people all over the world. Indonesia in the house. I know that. I know that. I just want to say that to you guys out there in Indo. But choose.
But Indo. Yeah, I know.
But
Mr.
look,
Foster Jr. in the land.
yes.
Keep that.
Hey, you got the crew. I got the little polo. But what's Chew work? What's he working with over here?
I see the bling on it. It's like a reflection.
This way.
That's that bolo tie, with the initials in there, J. And then I got the belt buckle with the initials in there too.
Man, they want to see the belt buckle, man. They ain't seen that. They don't believe you.
They gonna make a guy get up.
Hey, did you get you got the ears lowered?
Situations he don't have. Look, he got shorts or pajamas on right now.
No, I'm wearing jeans. I'm wearing the same thing I wore today. I went with the John Dutton look today.
The John Dutton?
Yeah.
Santa.
Hey, we got Mr. Presloff out of Gaylord watching us. Okay.
Presloff. Oh man. Backer extraordinaire. Hey man, that boy, them highlights are serious. I can't wait to see him in that green and white in practice, man, in camp. Presloff. What's up?
That boy can play.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to my girl Dawn G. She's out there. She in Las Palmas, Canary Islands.
Ooh.
What's up, Don G?
Canary Islands. Isn't that like offshore stuff? That's where you be
hiding that bread, all that cheese.
Dog's the boss. She's a boss lady, man.
That's that Cayman Islands. That's where you be.
Look, Chew Crispy up in that. Yeah, 216, of course. I like that, Mr. Foster Sr. But guys, the news of the week, I think, is unfortunately about the school down the road, but it's some news that we would like to dig into. Jim Harbaugh leaving University of Michigan, headed to the Los Angeles Chargers as a head coach. Look at that beautiful mug right there. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Is this good or bad for the Big Ten, and most importantly, the green and white?
Hey, I wish we played the radio when we played down the road and it was the tunnel incident. Don't want to bring up old news, but you remember when Coach Tucker was like, "I got to hurry up. We got to get the F out of here." Like,
yes,
that's exactly what Coach Harbaugh did. Like, the block is hot. I know we about to go down. That's why I'm about to put this in the clause. Like, I want to be protected if any sanctions happen. Well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get back in the NFL. Let's win a Super Bowl. I did what I told y'all I was going to do. I was going to bring you guys a national championship, even through suspension, and out of here. You're in good hands. But I'm glad that we have, Coach Moore for who he is. Like I know him, a great guy, although he's wearing the different colors. That's a great guy that deserves, for what he did for the program, he deserves to get his shot, being who he is. He's a young head coach if he does get that. But it's good riddance. Holla, peace. Like, we good. We ain't got to worry about them khakis no more, bro. That's good. We all right.
I like that Harriet said those who stay will be sanctioned. That's awesome.
So I was on a call today with my partners at Rocket Mortgage. And one of the guys from the agency, he's a Michigan guy. And, we talked about it. He was like, has it ever been in the history of the rivalry, 2 new head coaches? And I was like, no, it has been 2 suspensions.
Right.
So it's crazy. Like, we're all new regime. Now he had his chance to be interim, but we're going to see how it goes when we play again this fall.
Drew, what's your thoughts on it? Harbaugh leaving?
Yeah, my thoughts on Jim leaving. I think it was inevitable that he was going to leave. There's just too much smoke in that building right now, and I think it's best for all parties that this separate. I think the hammer will be a little lighter now that he's not there, but there still will be a hammer. But my big thing is, I hope from his first step, with the 49ers in the NFL. Yes, he was successful. He did get to a Super Bowl, but the big thing is, I hope he's learned how to tailor his quirkiness, tailor his emotions to now he's not working with kids anymore. He's going with grown men. And I think that was part of the issue last year with his exit from San Francisco, was the fact that, he started to do things. And at the end of the day, it's like, yo, we're grown men. You can't come at us this way or that way. So that's one of the big things that's happening.
There's a point that was just brought up about Coach, talking about Sharon Moore. This is Johnny C here, said people also forget that Moore was suspended this year as well. U of N picks the best cheaters. Now, there's a lot of people outside of Ann Arbor, obviously, the school down the road, that feel like he is not going to avoid the show cause that can be levied by the NCAA, because like when you look at obviously the hamburger recruiting incident's one thing, that's where he was suspended, but the Connor Stallions, that him have given signs and going to different stadiums and being on our own sideline at the Central Michigan game this past season, and watching with the recording devices in his glasses, you're talking about a guy who was in within distance of him to hear his calls and relay them to his team. Sharon Moore is a coordinator, as also the defense coordinator. I forget his name. He's going off to the NFL, we think, right? But do you guys think that he may get some of the heat from the NCAA when the punishments are levied?
I think whatever coach is there is going to be,
the program. It's the program.
It is absolutely, it is the program that will pay, and unfortunately, it's the kids that's going to pay, for those things, because at the end of the day, they are kids and they have to live in the repercussions of the people that are put in charge. And it's the same thing that we talked about when, here at Michigan State, when we had our issues, with coaches and everything of that sorts this year. The kids were, at Michigan State, the kids were doing the right thing, and it was the adults in the room that were messing it up. But this time now, it's, that program's going to suffer, but, the fan base is going to continue to say, poor me, they're after us. The NCAA's after us, after the NCAA allowed them to be in the playoff this year.
Yeah, Jesse Mentor is the name of the defensive coordinator. Thank you guys in the back for that.
Yeah, he's going with them. Jesse Mentor's going.
That's why I was saying, like, we don't even know if who's he going to bring with them, though. Like, is he going to give those opportunities to that staff to, like, you know what? It's time. Like, you want to come get that pro opportunity? Like, go ahead and come with me, and we'll make something happen. But it's almost like, you know, NBA teams win the world championship, or, you know, NFL win a Super Bowl, and then you get these trades and they kind of clean house and they get new things in. Like, are we going to see a max exodus like Alabama just happened, where their top players are hitting the portal because Saban is retiring? Like, are you going to see that? Because, you know, based off of the relationship you saw with the student athletes with Coach, I mean, they obviously love this guy, and they backed him when he was suspended, backed him like, you know, free Harbaugh and all those shirts that they were wearing. Like, they really love Coach. So those players that obviously in the recruiting class, but also currently went there to play for him. So you may see, I mean, the window's open now for transfer portal for them. Or will they stay for spring and then see what the issues are with the NCAA if it comes down? I feel like maybe NCAA will say, are we going to ride it all the way out? And then in the spring, we'll give it. So then you just never know. It can come anytime what the sanctions are. But it's crazy. It's just kind of like a two-edged sword. They've taken stance. They don't know what's going on, I think, from taking a stance on what they believe in. And he hit the exit button like, all right, y'all go ahead and handle it.
I've seen a lot of tweets out there, like pictures of the picture in Shawshank Redemption. Remember that when Andy escaped?
And they're looking for him, the NCAA.
The warden.
Shawshank, down that tunnel. What a great movie that is.
Shawshank?
Yes, great movie.
Oh, one of the best ever. You know,
people in the chat been talking about, okay, what did Comp say? What did he do? What did he say? We have what was tweeted out. College football is a sport.
Go ahead.
No, you
go. No. Oh,
you got a better voice.
Read, man.
Well, one of you two read the damn thing.
College football.
Otis.
I'm gonna read it in Choose voice. College football as a sport and sportsmanship in general has a chance to improve with Jim Harbaugh out of the game. He is dishonorable, and all the other words that Comp put in there. He is dishonorable. He's a dishonorable man, and his program was a disgrace to college football for the past 3 years. Ooh. Like, that's a big, strong statement. That's a strong statement. But if you're on the other side, it's like, we won a natty. So,
man, listen, I know you guys have gotten, you know, texts, and because we're Spartans through and through. We bleed green. But we also have people who are on that other side, right? And they talk to us. Man, for me personally, it seems that every one of the guys, I'm talking about the people that are close to the program, in the program, parents of the program, players of the program, good move. That's what it is. Like they acknowledge, yeah, we cheated. Yeah, we got it. And yeah, he ran. And they're good with it. Unreal. My question is, guys, like, is that something that we could do at East Lansing, or we're above that? We're holier than thou.
I mean, I think I've talked to people, and you know, when the big thing is when the coaching search was happening here in East Lansing, and everyone was saying Urban Meyer's coming in, Urban Meyer, and people were saying no.
Wait, before you continue. That story that we posted about you meeting up at Rick's, the tunnel from the graduate.
Everybody believed it.
People believe that so quick. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, yes, we've addressed the bolo tie, Brett. Go ahead. Yes, we have.
The people that are talking about when Urban Meyer was the talk of the town in East Lansing, and then there were the people that were for him, and then the people that were against him, saying, you know, in so many years we're going to be sanctioned, we're going to be hit with NCAA violations just like that everywhere he goes. And then those same people that were for him was saying, yeah, but I would rather win a national title and have that feeling, you know, and then they worry about the trophies being an asterisk and the trophies being removed 10 years from now. It's that same thing now. These Michigan fans, they still, like, they're saying you can't take that feeling, you know, in that moment away from them. And, you know, I understand that to a point. You know, you can't take that from them, but also, too, when it goes down the road, that's why I feel the NCAA has to act sooner rather than later. Because two years from now, 3 years from now, it doesn't matter. It's going to be news. It's going to say, oh, Michigan, they have to vacate their title. But if they do it within the next 3-4 months, that's more meaningful and that's more impactful for recruiting, for the program, and everything of that sort.
Yeah.
I mean, to add to that, when you saw recent news that Colorado self-imposed their infractions, and NCAA, comes down, like, at the very least, at least they self-imposed. Like, they were willing. We see this. Our compliance department has caught this, notified it. We have to self-impose, or investigations is going to cause another ruckus or stir. So you're seeing the NCAA and these sanctions going on now, and it's just like only time is going to tell when it comes down to the team down the road. But I feel like every program has something that has an infraction, and you have to self-impose. It'd be like something that you may even thought was an infraction, with Coach Prime doing something on his social and a recruiting visit, and all those players, or all those all these all-stars and all of these people, famous folks coming out. Like, there's still laws that you got to abide by. So I don't know. I hope that it comes sooner rather than later, but I don't care what happens. We just got to beat them. So I keep saying
right.
We
So
just gotta beat 'em.
funny story. Last Thursday, I believe, there's at the DAC, the Detroit Athletic Club, they have this luncheon called the Beavers luncheon.
No.
Did you get hit with the bread?
Yes.
Did you get hit with the bread?
You had the robe on?
Yeah. So last week I was there, and the speaker was Jim McElwain. And I had all intentions of going and saying, hey, Coach, come on, like what? But I went
What
up to
happened?
him. I gave him the look. He shook my hand, pulled me in for a hug, and said, I miss you. So I couldn't be like, hey, nah.
Oh, no. You let him off the hook.
He's the head coach of Central Michigan, who we saw Connor Stallions on the sideline in Spartan Stadium filming Michigan State. But that's the point, right?
Who was our coach, too, and,
Oh, yeah.
just chewing his teeth.
I didn't know Jimmy.
Jimmy's he was a great coach, though.
Really good coach. But the thing is this, like, tell me this, because would he not get in your ass if you did something?
Oh, if I hit his player, absolutely. His receivers.
But that's the thing. Cedric said he's laid back and everything. I was like, you got a different version of him. Because when I said,
yes,
he got a totally different version of Mac.
Like the different eras get different versions of these coaches. It's a fact. I just got a call, from Michigan State's own George Blaha. He was talking about, he had a conversation with Jimmy McElwain. That's his guy, and he said Jimmy told him, I don't know how the guy got he like just within the last 24 hours. He still doesn't know what's going on with that Connor Stallions deal, and everybody's been sitting around with bated breath waiting on that answer, but we don't have it. Maureen S, she's saying that I'm not above that, but I disagree about with Mr. Strayhorn a bit. Some of the, I guess she means Wolverines, get really upset that cheating is a part of this narrative.
You should be upset. What you mean they get upset? You should be. Call a spade a spade.
I mean, would they have gotten there without this is the real question. But it's going to always be tainted. Like, yeah, you want it, but it will always have this stain on it that is it a really earned, valid national championship? That's
the problem. It's too bad that this is there because they were a very good team. Both sides
they were.
They had a lot of talent, really good team. It's too bad that this little stain, this asterisk, is hanging over their heads. But yes, it should be part of the narrative. You're the same people that are saying Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, look, the same people, I thought it was very I don't know if it's poetic justice, foreshadowing, whatever it was. But do you realize, like, the week leading up to the national championship game, for the first time in history, there was a group of 5 guys. The Fab Five got together for the first time in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
And I thought about it like, is this them saying that this is what this team will be doing in 20 years, 30 years from now? Getting back together after their banner, because they're, I believe the Fab Five's banners, the Final Four appearances are no longer there. But I don't know if you guys remember that. Do you remember that?
Oh,
they happened.
I didn't see it. Now I see like the player themselves, like jersey retired up. Like I see that. I don't see the Final Four, but they still internally recognize it clearly.
I've never been to Chrysler, so
me either.
I
have. I have been there. But I don't.
Here's also, if the roles were reversed and we win a national championship and we did all what they did, do you know how extreme they would come after? Like this,
right?
It's just, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It is what it is. Now I hope he has success, and let's see if he honors and bring Colin Kaepernick. Ooh.
Colin Kaepernick. Oh, at the Chargers. Yeah. So that's the. So you think Jim is going to bring Colin Kaepernick to back up?
I mean, he hosted him on campus.
Oh, Justin Herbert, campus,
doing work. Like maybe yes. Now you got Justin Herbert, but maybe you never know.
There has been no talk of that. You're right, though. Hey, that's what it's been.
That's one of those emojis where you go like this.
Yeah. The felonious 5, double standard. Hey, listen, there's a lot of comments, so we appreciate the comments in the chat because, look, that's a big deal. Like, I don't know how this is going to play out, but, Sharon Moore, Otis, you talked about him, a guy who he's an Oklahoma native, and he went to Oklahoma University. He did coach under Dan Enos at Central Michigan and then went on to be a University of Michigan coach. He looks to be the guy that's going to be there. And you've heard from Jim Harbaugh, him saying, it's a passing of the torch accidentally this past weekend when he was talking at the pro-life event he was at. This is a guy that, it's kind of a pariah. People make fun of him because he was crying on national television after the Penn State game this past year. But what do you think about his recruiting prowess? And is he going to be able to bring in the guys? And is it going to be hard for Jonathan Smith, most importantly, to compete against Sharon Moore if he is named the coach at the school down the road?
Yes, I think it will be hard. I think he's a very good recruiter. He's a very good developer of players. You can see that the way that he developed that offensive line that he works with on a day-to-day basis, back-to-back years that there were what's the lineman award? The Joe Moore Award lineman. So he definitely develops his players. He definitely has a great relationship with his players. But he lost me. I really liked him a lot. He lost me when he started crying and pulling all those antics because I want my coach to have some composure. 3rd and 8, I want my coach to be composed. And but this dude's here crying on TV.
I like that too.
I have a saying like you don't. There's the last time I cried was in 8th grade. The last time I cried.
What about the birth of your daughter?
No, that was a happy moment. You don't cry when you're happy.
There's tears of happiness.
No such thing as happy tears. Okay. Tears are meant for like pain, sad thing, and yes, pain and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not against a crier, but.
Hey, you must have been praising Jesus in a situation like, oh, thank you, Lord.
I was thankful, yes. And I've been overwhelmed with emotion, but not like the emotion to like draw tears and all that stuff. See,
like,
hey,
we got to respect that because Chu done seen some. Hey, he done seen some ish.
But he's built tough. He's built tough. He's Teflon.
You cry for happy, but like there's no happy tear. There's only sad and painful tears, and yes, there's different things and stuff like that. But like I said, I haven't cried since eighth grade, and it's okay to cry. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Look, what did you cry about in 8th grade? I want to know. As a personal friend, I want to know. What did you cry about?
It was when
it's just us three, man. Come on.
When my grandfather passed away, that's when I cried in 8th grade. In the gym, we're getting ready to go to a junior high basketball game. And I was sitting on the stage, and it just hits me, and then I just, I did that old, tear.
So if I would have walked up, be like, "Hey, toughen up, man. Like, don't be crying."
No.
It's painful tears. Yeah, it was sad tears.
Yeah.
Grandfather, there's no crying in football, but swearing, I see that, Pops. His swearing on national TV is what I thought was very tacky because he did. He said, I effing love you, man.
Yeah, and like crying like that's like keep your composure. Keep your composure as a coach. Because do I want to go to war with that guy now? He's all crying, losing his composure. I tell this all the time. 3rd and 8. I want people that I can be in the huddle with on 3rd and 8 on the road with the game on the line.
Man, I wish recruits felt the same way. It seems like these recruits don't care about that, man. I don't know. Like, the generations get a little, a little soft. I don't know. Like, go blue. I'm like, come on, man. Anyway, look, I digress. We will move forward because time will tell what's going to happen with school down the road. But happy trails to Jimmy Harbaugh as he goes off to the NFL. No more recruiting for you, no more NCAA violations, and we'll see what happens to the house that you left on fire in the school down the road. Anyway, moving on to women's basketball.
Hold on. Hey, I guarantee 90% of that draft class is going to be Michigan.
Yeah, but
what? Michigan.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about it. They're going to be in the locker room like, hey, man, did you know? And one was like, yeah, we got a little signal here and there. And then, wait for that 30 for 30. There'll be one disgruntled player that's going to be speaking out in that 30 for 30.
I know a lot of them fathers of the players over there, and they all say that about that. Like, hey, man, he go to the league, he going to draft my son. They all feel that way. They all do.
Do you think he drafts JJ?
Do they need? Well, we can talk about that.
Because, I think that if you do draft JJ in the top of the first round or something, I don't know when they draft. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked.
They're not going to draft him at the top. If he goes, he'll probably be like a six round.
He should, but like all these like mock drafts have him going early, and I'm like, the GM and the coach that drafts him, that is it. You know that. Because he's not a first. I don't believe J.J. McCarthy is a first-round talent. I don't. I think that he's a solid player, but look.
He's never going to be a star in the league. He's going to be a journeyman backup quarterback that's going to make a lot of money because he's a backup quarterback going team to team. And nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong. You still make a great.
You don't think he can get it down like Brock Purdy get down?
No. And if Brock Purdy was on another team, he wouldn't be having this success.
Because he has people around it.
Yes,
this is a great system, and he's in that West Coast, that Shanahan West Coast offense where you get the ball out of your hand. You got a lot of moving parts that really bails you out of situations.
I see Kyle just said, unfortunately, it may be a Connor Cook situation.
Yeah, day 2 easily. Yeah, JJ is not Penix. He's not. I read his book; it was good. Sherry Ho. There's a lot of good comments, man. But guys, Zach Wilson, I agree with that wholeheartedly myself. He is Zach.
Zach Wilson too busy. Zach Wilson too busy with those mature ladies.
Hide the women, hide the mamas. Anyway, women's basketball beats Purdue 97-70 as guard Mora Joyner becomes the 30th women player to score 1,000 career points in MSU history, fellas.
Listen, Mo has one. Mo's from Saginaw, Michigan. She she told a story on the coach's show that the reason why she came here is because you had Tori Jankowska, and they knew each other. Or actually, she was a young girl, and Tori and Mo's oldest sister played on the same AU team. So she always looked up to Tori and also Michigan State. And so she got the offer, like she came here. I know when Coach Fraley got here, she had to she had to win over Mo, because Mo had an opportunity to go transfer somewhere or hang him up. And, she said, we need you. And also, Mo is the captain of the team. If you've seen her play, I hope you have, you too, or if you watched a game on TV, but she's shooting lights out. Like it's a Steph Curry quick catch, release, anytime, anywhere, she's shooting it. But she's also playing defense, and it is good to see, because if you look at the past 4 years, she had some good success, but you see the love of the game when you bring in a coach. No knock to Susie and the staff, because they did what they had to do. They were successful a little bit, but when Coach Fraley brings in that structure, and then, hey, this is your role, this is your responsibility, you see those girls playing and having a good time and winning. Winning is fun, right? When you put it all together, it's fun. They are hosting the team down the road on Saturday, so this is going to be a good measuring tool. We took Iowa to the wire. We took who else was it? Indiana, Ohio State. We have a great squad.
Yeah. So the thing is that I think we're missing is the Big Ten in the women's. They're good. It's a good conference in the Big Ten. There are 3 teams that's in the top 15 right now in that, in the rankings right now, with Iowa, Indiana, and Ohio State. But Michigan State right now, they're in that 4-4 spot in the Big Ten, and that 14-5 overall record. But I think, if they get into the tournament, they're going to make a run. You talk about Mo Jordan hitting that, 1,000 point club there. She averages 15 points a game, but the really cool thing about it is she's a scorer, but she also gets it done on the other end too. She's averaging 5 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, and when she gets those opportunities on the free throw line, she makes her free throws. And also too, she's averaging over 40% from behind the arc. So that is something that's really special with that team, and her being a scorer, an all-around scorer, can score from inside, can score from outside, and when she's given those buckets, she can score from the free throw line. The really cool thing about Michigan State is, they're ranked 4th in the 5th in the nation with points that they score. That's the type of offense that Coach Fraley brings to this. They're averaging about 86 points a game. That is, back in the day, there used to be the running joke about, women's basketball is so boring, they don't score points. Not anymore. These girls are athletic. They're getting up and down the court. They're pressing the entire game. And I said this before, if you want to be part of Coach Fraley's team and wear this green and white here, you got to be in damn good shape.
You better, and you better be in damn good shape to understand and keep up with you, because look, he got endurance, and he can study every sport. It don't matter what it is, okay? Olympic or otherwise, revenue, not revenue, who cares? He knows what's going on, man, and that was outstanding, Chew. Jesus.
Hey, people forget we're starting all guards in the starting 5. Julia Arol is a guard she's playing basically 1 through 5. We have all guards that are playing. Both our bigs are injured, so we are legit are all guards, and we're we know that we're at disadvantage from the height standpoint. We're going to beat you with speed, and we're going to be aggressive, and that press is something to be reckoned with. So I'm looking forward to Saturday, supporting them and hosting them when we beat the team down the road, because that's going to be a monumental win.
Huge win, Otis. I mean, look, everybody's going to be excited for that particular game, and what Coach Fraley and everybody is doing right now in Michigan State. Here's the thing that I got. There are right now 57% of our viewers that are not subscribers. I mean, that's just unacceptable, guys. 57%. 57%. We need everybody to hit that like and subscribe button. Just do that. I know some of you are listening on your podcast situations, tomorrow and other times, just come
still can like, still
subscribe to us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it helps us to keep continuing to bring you great content and, you know, that you love. You know, we want to keep it free. But look, we want to get into the second half of this show because we got a lot to bring to you after these messages from our friends over at IHOP, SeatGeek, and Trivaloni.
Everybody come for the fresh and fruity. Only at IHOP, it's Rudy Tooty. Mix and match like a little combo cutie. Happening now at the big extravagoody.
The Rudy Tooty Extravaganza starting at $7. Create your own combo with eggs and bacon, only at IHOP.
Are you confused about whose interests your financial advisor really serves? Is your advisor making decisions that benefit you, or is he just chasing a fat commission for himself? Spartan fans, you deserve a commission-free advisor with no conflicts of interest, like Trivaloni Asset Management. Trivaloni Asset Management is a fully independent, fee-only registered investment advisor. The company is even owned by a Spartan, me, Antonio Trivaloni. Visit us at SpartansMoney.com. That's SpartansMoney.com. Make an appointment today. Go green!
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Slapping paws, Sean Taylor in the house. Guys,
I was gonna say it again. Just clap.
yes, sir. D'Amato Peco. Hey, man, that's our boy, man. Elected into the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. This is a guy, you know, hey, you both played with, and he may be a guest on the show in the next couple days.
You know, the really crazy thing is I had the, you know, blessed to have the opportunity to play with Domata. What a great dude. And if you hear his laugh, it's such a contagious laugh that he has. You know, so this is a well-deserved. He played, you know, 15 years in the league, and he's in the top 5 for defensive linemen with, you know, in most tackles in NFL history. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. That's Hall of Famer, right? Hall of Famer.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It might be
numbers. But crazy story. When I was with Buffalo, when I left San Francisco, went to Buffalo, the first road game was at Cincinnati. And I remember specifically it was a 3rd and 1. I'm in the backfield at fullback, line up Jack Wright 20 dive. And so I'm like, in my head, this is my first carry, you know, going in there. You know, grade 18 said, hit, boom, get the ball, slide to the right, pick up the first down. I'm under the pile, and all I hear is that laugh. Like, it's like poking at me. And then he's like, hey, what's up, fool? What's up, fool? I was like, oh, like, I'm trying to get the first down here, and you just laughing like that. And like, but such a great dude and well-deserved honor. You know, he used to throw some great barbecues back in college when he stayed at Cherry Lane. You always knew, go to Domata's crib. Him and his wife, Anna, would be thrown down on the grill. Good food, good drinks. Well-deserved for him. He had the opportunity to coach in the Polynesian Bowl this past weekend. I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, a lot of good players. A lot of your boy David Stone was in that game too.
We had three or four players in that game. Next year, we got Otis right now. Otis, we got to find a way to budget it. Me, you, and you going to the Polynesian Bowl.
Yeah,
to look at some potential Michigan State signees.
So then we have our guy, a current in our class, play.
Yes.
What a cool opportunity for these high school kids. They go to Hawaii for a week, you know, hang out, chill, surf. Malakaliki Loka. You know,
and they're doing that little that chant thing.
The haka. Kamate, kora, kora, kamate, kora, kora, kamate.
Oh
hey,
my goodness.
Two,
Appreciate
you're becoming a real Renaissance man, bro. Like you need legit transforming in character. You
What
should've
was
been
that? What was that?
That's what they need to get. Hey, it's like scene.
Oh
Look,
my God.
Like, don't talk, man. Like I remember we won. The best was to be his lead blocker and his fumble recovery for a touchdown at Spartan Stadium. Like
Against Michigan.
Against Michigan.
That's the loudest I've ever heard Spartan Stadium.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like it's my freshman year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I'm playing, but it's two, like, I'm be able to get there, lead him, and push Mike Hart to the sideline. I'm like, I'm getting like, come on. And he lays down like, he's like, oh.
I know he was tired as hell.
But there's another story, like, and I'll say it when we get him on, man. But we were at Minnesota, and we got done with team dinner. We all get into the elevator.
Oh no!
And the being claustrophobic, being like in small spaces, one of the guys started to jump while the elevator was going to each floor, and I'm talking like it started to like rattle. And I never heard a grown man look squealing like in terror, like very scared, like let me go. And I'm looking like, man, you're the strongest man on the team, naturally and physically, and you scared of this elevator? But like he's just a cool, calm, collected guy, man. Like you never saw any pain, he just balled out and he would know you for like your family, care for you beyond the football gridiron. But that dude he was a beast. It was great to be a safety, a DB, knowing he's going after the quarterback or stopping the run.
Man, I mean, looking forward to try to get him on the show. He said that he's available because he just got back from Hawaii from the game that you saw the Polynesian Bowl this past weekend. But, maybe next week we can have him on, fellas.
You confirm he loves our show. That's great to hear. He loves our show.
He loves the show. He called Chew the bowling ball. He hates tackling you. I mean,
Doug. That was 2005, Doug. Yeah, we was battling, man.
Yes, I was actually in the stands. I remember that. I wasn't working on the sidelines yet. I was in the stands watching that, going, "Damn, we gonna do this." Was that Mike Hart? Was Mike Hart in that game?
Yeah. He was the one that's
that's why I said that's the one, and we pushed him to the sideline. Also that beastie run Javon had where he hit that sideline and bounced around. And
right.
Took it. But like that's Michigan was stacked, like full from front to back, stacked on the roster. The Lamar Woodleys, the Avants, they had
man, Woodley. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn Woodley. Yeah. Anyway, we digress, guys. Busy schedule ahead for Michigan State Athletics tomorrow because we got track and field competing in 2 meets Friday and Saturday. Competing in the PNC Lenny Lyles invite in Louisville, Kentucky, and the Michigan invite in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Hockey, and they just going over to Minnesota, 6 p.m.
That's going to be a big game.
That's huge.
Game. That's going to be a big game on the road, especially the last time the Minnesota was here. Michigan State swept them.
It's home. Oh, he said home.
Yeah.
So last time on the road.
Yeah, we swept them. So it's gonna be a pretty good game. I think Michigan State was rattled that last Friday against Michigan, but they went back, to Yost and took care of business. Now they're back on the winning track, looking to continue that. That's where winding down to the end of the season. These guys, starting to get ready for the postseason play, and then definitely need that momentum.
Gotta have the momentum, man. Talking about that hockey, but wrestling, because we got some hockey guys we got to bring on too. So that's in the works. We're going to talk about that at another date. Wrestling
just confirmed.
Confirmed?
Yeah,
confirmed. Wrestling, no. All right. That's for you guys. Watch our socials. Subscribe. And then you will know what we are talking about. Anyway, so we'll move on to wrestling versus number 17, Wisconsin. At 7 p.m.
Wrestling.
We gotta get some wrestling. We gotta get some wrestling representatives on the show.
You know who we need to get on? We need to get on a Buffalo native, Spartan great, UFC Hall of Famer Rashad Evans. We got to get him on.
Oh, hey, Rashad Howard knows Rashad. Look.
Yeah, my first ever UFC fight I went to was, with Rashad. He invited me. It was in Chicago. He fought Phil Davis. So it was another. Phil Davis went to Penn State. Rashad to Michigan State. It was in my mind, and I told him this. Talking to him because these UFC they have after parties. After the fight, they rent out a club and stuff, have parties. So in my mind, I'm more nervous for him winning, so the after party's good, because I was like, well, if he loses, I don't know how the party's gonna be.
Of course. When he's battling, you already talking about the party, baby.
Hey, he ended up winning. We had a ball.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody in the chat asked, where's the hockey being televised? Is Big Ten, BTN Plus, but you can also, like Will always says, you can also listen it for free, streaming on MSUSpartans.com with Spartan Media Network. Just a little shout out, Scott Moore and Rob Woodward. Let's go ahead and show support.
Listen in. I mean, it's a different experience. You got to listen. Men's basketball.
Two froze.
Did he freeze?
That's perfect. That's awesome. Men's basketball. Go ahead. So I didn't want to stop you. Go ahead.
Man, look, no, I'm just saying. I'm tripping. Men's basketball at number 13, Wisconsin, tomorrow at 8:00 p.m.
This is a major opportunity. We win this.
Oh yeah.
We got to, because Wisconsin came and popped us in our home, and convincingly, like they shoot the three ball very successful. So this is gonna be a tough road, because like any sport when we play Wisconsin, there's always a battle. I think it's just the way both our athletes are built. Like it's very gritty. It's gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be physical. So I'm hoping the boys take care of business, because this is a huge opportunity to turn the tide, especially in the conference, because everyone's like mid-tier, everybody's tied. You got the leaders up top, but like if we can get above that 3-4, conference play, from a record standpoint, I think we can get to at least get a better seed for the Big Ten tournament. But that's most important, because somebody told me if we're the 7th seed, we may face Purdue, the 1 seed. Like you got to make sure we don't like match up with Purdue out the gate. That's just my take. A quad 1 win, absolutely. Quad 1 win.
That is a quad 1 win. And just to like, Wisconsin is actually the number 1 seed right now. They're 7-1. I mean, Purdue 7-2 in conference play, half a game behind Wisconsin. So this is huge. And look at how Michigan State performed against Baylor. Otis, you remember that I think that was down in the Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah.
Like they have the ability, they have the talent on the roster, the intensity. They just have to be consistent. And I think they're getting there, but they have to do it on the big stage. Obviously, the Big Ten, this is not a easy cupcake conference whatsoever. So if they can do that on the road against Wisconsin, it'll speak volumes to where, people can position them, especially the Big Ten tournament in Minnesota. That's coming up. I got a lot of calls. Everybody's talking about the Big Ten tournament. Is there any kind of, like, Chew, you're here. Otis, we're going to take a bus over to Minnesota?
Man, that's a long bus ride, so I don't know.
That's a long bus ride.
Before I took the job here, my last hurrah was a women's Final Four in Minneapolis. Like I remember, like it snowed while the game was going, so like people's flights was getting canceled. I'm like, just don't drop the national championship trophy when I handed it to Don Staley. like that would be my career, national television on ESPN. I'm the guy that would go viral, probably dropping it and breaking to pieces. I remember that night, you celebrating because a long work week. I'm trying to figure out what time my flight is because it keeps getting moved around. And I was like, you know what? I can't chance it because I was supposed to go to New Orleans, catch a flight, right? Scratch it. I rented a car and drove from Minneapolis back home to Indianapolis. That's not a good ride.
That's a terrible ride right there.
That's a terrible ride. So I ain't driving now.
What was the hurry?
Huh?
What was the hurry?
Oh, bro, like once you work that, like you there for a week and a half, like it's time to go. Like I ain't like
drive. Shit, yeah. I set my button.
I was like, you know what?
Blankets up here.
No, it was a good ride to just relax. But it is what it is. I had to get home because once you home away from home for a week and a half, you know how it is. You gotta get back. But yes, let's figure it out. Let me see what Dean's working with that tour bus if it's available, and then Chew had a pleasure riding. I don't know if you had got on that tour bus, but that's a nice little ride to go ahead and get there.
Great
So
ride.
We went to Chicago last year. You don't remember?
Yeah, but that was in a bus. We talking about the tour bus where you
that tour bus is something else.
It's different.
TVs, the
That's
kitchen,
different.
like
Chew was different. I know.
I did the show from
actually
there.
did a show from there. You did.
Yeah,
You did a show from there. Man, I mean, let's do it. I'm down. Well, guys, like, I need to know your thoughts on this thing because this is a very important situation that happened a couple of days ago, and it involves a women's basketball player from Iowa. Caitlin Clark collides / flops with an OSU fan, Ohio State, that storming the court after a big upset over Iowa on Sunday. I want to know what your thoughts are on fans storming courts, fields, and athletes colliding, and how does that work?
It's per school. Like it all depends on your event operations. To be honest with you, like I've never seen the Breslin storm the court. I don't know about you two or Stray. I've never seen it because
Tony G stormed the court. Tony G stormed the court once.
He did. What year was it against? What like?
What year?
I don't know. I know there's things in place though too. Like especially if it's an upset, this team is coming into your house. If you saw that stat line about every time Iowa has become the UConn, that when UConn played everywhere, it was 90% UConn fans in the away teams arena. So like that they're they're gonna bring this. If we win and beat them, that's the natural fandom is to storm the court. That's a bucket list for people, fans wise. So security event operations have these things in place to where if it's about to happen, your number one concern is to get Caitlin Clark and the team off the court well before that happens because it's going to happen. They're pushing it, but that was when it happened, and then she's kind of like getting carried off. It was like she got depleted and got truck stick. It to me is a little bit like you said, the flop now cause for concern. It's because she is the face of women's basketball, like nationwide, pro and college. Obviously heightened, but if it was another person, would this be a concern? Probably not, but I don't know. It looked like she ran into the fan because the fan looked back like, what happened to me? If you look at it play by play. So yeah, I don't know. It looked like a flop, but then she kind of like is hurt, like walking off like she's injured. But then that post conference, it was like everything was good, but I don't know. What do you think, Chew?
The big thing is you got to be prepared to storm the court. There's so many different ways. There's different people that can storm the court, right? You can storm the court and enjoy going to celebrate with your team, or you can storm the court going to antagonize the losers. All right. And so that's the tough part there because these are kids. They're coming off the field, and trying to figure out, the emotions are flying, and then you get people running in and getting in their faces, and that's when things can happen. But if you storm the court with grace and all that stuff, that's a different story there. I remember specifically, I'm trying to think, it was last season when not this past season when we played I'm looking here real quick. I believe we played Washington last season. We were ranked. They weren't ranked. We were at Washington, and down on the field for sideline reporting, and they said, "Hey, Michigan State operations came to me and said, post game, we're not going to do an interview because the students are going to storm the field, and we have a system to get our players off the field for player safety." So those are the things that you talk about, Otis, with operation side of things, knowing how to get your players off, using your sidelines to get them off. So that's the way that, you should do it with the court storming. I'm not against court storming and field storming. I think there should be a plan put in place if in case this is going to happen. This is what you do. But yeah, she flopped.
She absolutely flopped. I saw that, but I like the way Otis' brain works, because it's all about the administration and how they set things up so that people are safe. That's what it is. And people storm the field.
Just worried about his signs being damaged.
No, man.
I'm more so like, well, if something was happening, like it's in front of an LED board and a partner's logos on it. Like,
is that how it is? I wonder, what's the training like when people
crisis risk management?
Yeah,
like immediately, like. You may see it. You may not be watching. Like, I didn't watch the game. I saw the highlights. But I'm in Iowa, and they have Delta Dental as a partner too. But so Delta Dental scrolling on a LED board, or say at Ohio State, Delta Dental scrolling, and she gets stomped, and then that prize photo shot is the leading photo in all the clippings and social. Even in this highlight, you have to make the partner aware that, hey,
wow,
you are aligned with this negative, news blast or viral blast, and it's just happenstance. You have to now. Some partners partners don't care. Some partners won't they just like the courtesy, but I'm just thinking about I gotta give a shout out to Seth Kessler and Event Ops for us because. That's all. I mean, it's always Seth's the man. It's always preached the details of you have to make sure. Even with our football games, it gets so crowded on the sidelines in football, and there's things in place to make sure that no one's hurt on the sideline, but also you don't hurt anybody in the game of play. It's just how it's supposed to happen. Now I haven't. Did we storm it when Todd Duckett caught that touchdown from Smoker?
No, well, you can't storm Spartan. You got to break your legs, or it'll be the Warren storm. And
that's why they put the wall up,
the stairs, and everything like that. Nah, you can't
storm. And I feel like that's strategic, right? Like you just you do a barrier, you remove that barrier, but I don't know.
No, there's no question about it. Like Michigan State football, it's not easy to storm the field with the wall that we have in Spartan Stadium. But, Tony G said that when he did storm the Breslin, it looks like 2007 Wisconsin game. Wisconsin was number 2. We're on the bubble. And Neitzel had 28. Mary Lou, you're right. Look at Mary Lou. Mary Lou, you know that. That's it. That's the game.
You'll hear on the you'll hear over the PA system. Please return back or leave the Breslin, leave the court. Like you start hearing that.
No one here. I want to know, like, when, especially in football, like, you know, you go to SEC and then like you go to Georgia and Auburn with the hedges, and these kids are falling, getting stuck in the shrubs. And now, how do you now when you get like all these damn people on the field? Now, how do you get out of there?
Hey, we're gonna figure that out this year. Chew, on the bye week, all three, we gotta figure it out. We're gonna get stuck in the bushes somewhere. We're gonna neutral colors, okay, neutral, and whoever win, we storming. You know what I mean? And they gonna be
Yeah.
I mean, what yeah, I don't know how that works, brother. I don't.
Yeah, like you got to now you're still on the field. Now you got to wait single file to go back up the stairs because they're not letting you out the tunnel.
No.
They sure ain't. Guys, look, I know that this is one of those times that we have to hear your final thoughts of the show because we have to end right now. And I mean, you guys have been great, but Chew, what's your final thoughts?
No, good show, fun show. I think we didn't have a guest today, so we had an opportunity to interact more with our viewers, with our This Is Sparta fam. So good time as always. Let's get after it. Like and subscribe.
Harriet, we can storm for whatever reason we want. Chew, if I bring Chew, we can storm for whatever reason we want.
I'm not storming no court or field. I'm sitting my ass there.
I know. Otis.
Go Lions. Oh, whoa, before we go, I'm sorry. I got to do. Let's make our predictions. AFC title game and NFC title games. What's the predictions?
I haven't thought about the other, but I'm just worried about what we got to do. Like,
Lions all the way. Lions gonna go out to San Fran and whoop that ass. That's what they're gonna do. Okay.
My prediction last Sunday, I said 34-21 Lions, and I was close, right? So, is Debo playing? Did he say he's game time decision?
Game time decision. He's not out yet. He didn't practice today.
Hey man, y'all gonna pick Lamar or
So 28-14 Lions.
All right, you guys are all picking.
I don't care about the other game. All right,
24-17 Baltimore, 38-24 San Francisco.
Oh no! And you don't even like San Fran. All right, Chew. I disagree with you on that.
You would.
I disagree with you on that.
I want the Lions fans to be happy. Like a guy can't make his prediction without getting accosted.
No, I just feel like that prediction is just going against the grain. That's all I feel like. Like
38-24.
Can you cheer for the whole team one time of your life?
Too many weapons. San Fran has too many weapons offensively.
No way.
Look, who said it? Look, I think defense is gonna be we're gonna get it done. We'll get it done.
We all rooting for Lamar. That's right. I need to see that. Man. Come on, man. Chew. I don't know what's going on. Look, guys.
A guy can't say his prediction.
You do what you want to do. Donald Person, you saw that. Look. For Otis
I see what
Wiley,
you're turning your head so you could do the thing.
For Jehuu Caulcrick, Jason Strayhorn, everybody. Hey, have a good night. God bless you, and go green. Listen, this is Spartan MSU.
Go Lions!
Yes, sir. Boom.
This is Sparta MSU is a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Tony LaBarbera, Tony Gustella, and Process Driven Consulting. Additional support is provided by Brendan Duravage. On-location technical support provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our host Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta news, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.